everyone, Dennis Cheng here. I'm in the west coast of Japan in a city called Fukuoka. I love it right here. But unfortunately, the past few days have been extremely cold and rainy. And I was hoping to make a video outside in a beautiful park to show you the scenery around here. But alas, I'll have to do this in my temporary apartment when I stay in Fukuoka. Okay, today's topic I think is very important. I think I want to make more philosophical videos because as I said in a video, if you're new to my channel, please like, please subscribe. It helps a lot. But last year on December 6th, I started a series of philosophical videos on how to progress because the art of learning has a lot to do with psychology, your inner state. And that's what I want to talk about. So today's topic is inspired, well, by a few things that have been happening lately, especially here in Japan. Like in East Asia, I noticed a lot of East Asians take things. How do I say? They take things to heart, and that's a good thing. But it can also be a bad thing, and I kind of know this feeling. I'm not saying that other cultures don't do that, but what I meant, yes, I went to see a gig, a friend play saxophone player, great saxophone player, plays great. Hey, I'm talking like Donald Trump, great guy, wonderful guy. Nobody knows jazz better than I do, but um, yeah, he looked so depressed. He was just like so dejected, and I almost felt like he wanted to cry or something. He says, "I play like crap. I didn't play well. Blah 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 blah." He played fine, man. And I told him, man, don't beat yourself up. Like in Japanese, there's this expression. I love it. Goji-ai kudasai. Goji-ai kudasai. Goji-ai means self-love. Practice some of that self-love. Get the lubes and all that. No, just kidding. Uh, sorry, children. Man, like I said, it's a good thing I don't drink or do drugs because even sober, it's early in the morning. Didn't even have breakfast yet, but I'm already crazy. But yeah, don't beat yourself up. This is so important. I remember one time in Osaka, I went to this jam session with another young kid. Great player, very good, very talented. The guy actually started crying because he felt he played like crap. He didn't play like crap. Like, okay, maybe he made a few mistakes here and there, like, but to my ears, it didn't sound bad. But this feeling, I totally understand because when I was in my 20s, I had such feelings as well, and I would get so dejected. And it took a lot of time, a lot of self love, for me to come to terms, to accept who I am, and to. It's not to say that I'm satisfied with how I play. Of course, my standards are very high. I'm very strict with myself, but I know not to beat myself up either. It took kind of years of training. I wouldn't say meditation. I'm not that kind of person. Not that I'm saying that it's bad, but like it took a number of years for me to learn to accept me for the way that I am. And I think what helped a lot actually was transcribing a lot of famous musicians, working with a lot of famous musicians, and sometimes seeing them at their quote unquote worst. And them at their quote unquote worst is usually objectively not bad. It just means that they can maybe play better. I've seen them play better. And especially, transcribing these old jazz masters, songs like Wayne Shorter tunes. Have you ever heard Wayne Shorter improvise over his compositions? Some of his compositions are very challenging. And if you check out his improvisations, there are quite a lot of questionable notes. Like, I have this feeling that he didn't know how to play over his own songs. Yet, when you listen to it casually, it sounds fine. The intention is beautiful. Again, this is not an excuse to not practice to play properly over tunes, but this shows that there. How do I say this without sounding like I'm trying to insult someone? But Wayne Shorter was probably more after the effect, the mood, rather than playing perfectly, so to speak. I don't know if that my point gets across, and that inspired me. Not just Wayne Shorter, but quite a lot of artists from the past playing a lot of notes that. And those days we don't have we can't edit audio like we can today. We have recording booths where you can isolate the solos and they can do multiple takes and they can splice solos. They had just that one chance, and whatever happened happened. Like Django Reinhardt, he has this very, 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 very famous solo on a song called "I'll See You in My Dreams." At one point, it goes B flat to B flat minor and then to F. And at one point, he plays B flat major. Oof, beautifully out of tune. And then when it gets to B flat minor, because he's improvising, his fingers end up doing major again. If you listen casually, you probably wouldn't notice, unless your ears are so fine-tuned. It's only when you transcribe and you realize, hey, should have been, right? And the same thing with Wayne Shorter. It's when I really investigated, like, with a magnifying glass, that I realized, oh, little things like that. I'm not gonna mention who right now. I'm not gonna mention who, but I once saw a very, very famous jazz guitar player, not gypsy jazz, probably one of the most famous and most respected. And I saw him in a scene where, in a situation where he felt a little bit nervous. This despite being one of the most respected guitar players, living guitar players right now, because it was a gig. It was a trio gig, I believe, bass, guitar, and another guitar player, and the song was Cherokee. And the other guitar player, local musician, played a solo, and then it was the next famous guitar player's turn to solo. So when the famous guitar player soloed, the other guitar player just stopped comping, and I could see the famous player kind of turning red, and he was like, I could hear him whispering, "Comp, comp, comp," because the bass player was kind of playing in a way where the harmony was not always clear. And so seeing one of the most famous players feel like that he needed support, or they needed support, maybe she, who knows, that that helped me a lot psychologically. I got to notice many instances like this where we realize a lot of musicians are human beings after all, but then it's how you kind of treat yourself that matters. Don't beat yourself. This is, I think, very important to say nowadays in this TikTok and Instagram era, because I notice a trend. You probably see this on YouTube. People calling out fake guitar players, who fake their guitar playing, do a lot of editing, whatever. But there is another kind of guitar player or musician. But let's talk about guitar, that I actually got to witness, where they're extremely talented. They can actually really play well, but they have this psychological condition where they refuse to show their true talent, their, realistic talent to the world. What they're doing instead is they're curating what they post. I don't know if you guys can hear the fire truck, but it's really annoying. Can they choose another day to have a fire? But yes, they're very, very good, but it's as if everything they recorded like with high quality microphones, and then they edit the crap out of their playing so that their playing sounds way better than it actually is. But the thing is, if you remove all the processing, it's actually still very, very, very good. And there are quite a few famous young guitar players. I'm not going to name names, but I think it's so sad that they have to have this kind of like a self-doubt and lack of confidence to do things that way. They're kind of exaggerating their skills. They don't have to, because their skills are already very, very good. I witnessed this quite a few. I can name a few players very easily, famous ones that most of you probably know. And my goodness, it's just not good. Which is why lately, if you watch a lot of my videos, what I've been doing is just, with this crappy microphone. Well, it's not a crap, it's a good microphone. Sorry guys, audio. But I just record my playing as it is, and you see me for all I am. No makeup. I learned to love myself in that sense. To accept the way things are. That's going to be the best that I play. And you know what? Oh well, I didn't play as well. I still have those feelings. I'm never satisfied. I'm rarely satisfied, but I've learned to accept it. I remember one time in my 20s, I played this gig at a fancy jazz club in Montreal. And I had the same feeling as this friend of mine yesterday at the gig. I felt so dejected, so depressed. Like, not to the point where I wanted to cry, but like I just didn't feel good. Like, it was a really bad feeling. This guy walks up to me, a young guy. He hands me $100 bill and it says, "Sir, you saved my life." And I was like, that changed my perspective on things. I was like, wow. Even though I played so poorly by my own judgment, this person apparently appreciated my music so much that he walked up to me and gave me $100 tip. And I came to realize that actually most people don't even know how to process the details of music. Like, oh, it's a B flat minor chord, yet he played B flat major. Oh, travesty. Most people cannot hear this. Even musicians, even myself, like for me to discover certain things, certain mistakes that Wayne showed, that I had to go and transcribe. Like, oh, this note was questionable, because it's happening so fast that your brain doesn't really have time to process quote unquote mistakes. We're not talking about like super, super obvious mistakes where the timing is so off, or like, let's say there's an E chord, F chord, and I don't know, and you play like something so obviously wrong. That's a different thing. Same thing with Chet Baker, who apparently didn't know so much about harmony. He kind of played by ear. He had really good ears, but sometimes when you transcribe some of his solos on certain songs, on certain chords, it's like, I'm not sure he knew exactly what he was doing. Here, let me tell you another one. Birelli Lagren, Gypsy Project. There's a recording of Limehouse Blues with the violinist Florin Niculescu. The first chord is C7. C7 means it has B flat. Florin starts his solo on the note B natural, and he insists on it. There's no quote-unquote wronger note than B natural over a C7 chord. To insist on that note is so weird. But to be honest, how many people who have heard this recording actually noticed it? You really have to develop your ears, and then after kind of have this background of knowing that it's a C7 and really paying attention, because the rhythm section is kind of, it's just Birelli, I think, just playing rhythm. It's mixed in the back, and Florin is insisting so much on that note and playing it in the treble area of his instrument that the friction, the melodic / harmonic friction is not so apparent. And so in that sense, his solo, even though it played a lot of wrong notes, is not quote unquote objectively bad in my opinion. Things like that, learn to love yourself. Here, just to make you guys feel better, I'm gonna sound like crap. I'm gonna put on some backing tracks of standards that I know but I don't know so well. So yesterday, when I sat in at my friend's gig, they asked me to play over songs that I almost never play, but that I know, but I had to review as I was playing. So it was kind of like a little bit nerve-wracking, and I can't say that I played well. I have a clip that I can show. A friend of mine took a video. But I did as best as I could. And one thing that I learned from gypsies, again, it's this self-love with the Sinti, the gypsies of Western Europe. They have, a lot of them, not all of them, but they have this kind of confidence in the way they play. Even if they play poorly or if they play wrong, they play with authority, with confidence, and you can tell from the aura that had a tremendous impact on me. To the point that when I play poorly by my own standards, a lot of people, especially people who are just listening, who they're not even jazz experts, they often applaud me. Yesterday, I got quite a lot of applause from I was just a guest. I sat in, but hope my friends don't watch this, but I got the most applause. And after I walked off stage, people walked up to me to say like, wow, my playing is amazing. Even though I didn't play so well, but I know how to play with self-love. Self-love. I recommend cinnamon flavored lotion. Just kidding, guys. Sorry, children. Alright, let's put on that song. What was it called? If I Should Lose You, I think. Should Lose You. I'm gonna put my... Is there a backing track of this song? Let's find out. Here I am in the early morning. Not warmed up. No pick. Not even a jazz guitar, but a flamenco guitar. There is. Here's the backing track. Put it on. One take. No editing. Let's see what happens. Ooh. I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, still intro. I noticed that I just noticed now that this backing track has slightly different chords than the one that I was used to. There were some wrong notes, one take, playing with my thumb. Again, this is a song that I don't know well at all. I played it for the first time yesterday after maybe 2-3 years. And, we walk on stage and I ask them, what do we play? They say, oh, well, on our set list, we have this song, If I Should Lose You. Do you know it? I do, but, I don't play it well enough, often enough. And, man, there were a lot of mistakes, but people clapped for me. Was I satisfied with my solo here? No, but it is what it is. And one thing that I like to do when I go to these jam sessions is to let people call the songs to test my ability to adapt on the spot. And I think it's something that you have to train. It's not easy and it's very nerve-wracking, but I've been training this skill for quite a while now, that I handle myself fairly well. I can survive. Now, did I play really bad solos? No, I don't think so. Well, you gotta let me know. I think it was not great, maybe not even good, but it was decent enough. Decent enough for a performance to, I wouldn't say fool people, but to satisfy the average jazz listener. Let's put on another standard. I don't know. Which one that I want to play? Oh, there's one that's called. I just saw someone on Facebook play this morning. I hear a Rhapsody. Let's see if there's a backing track. Again, I almost never play this song. The last time I played this song, maybe, I don't know. I don't even know when. There is. I hear a Rhapsody. 180 BPM. Alright, let's give it a try. One take. Actually, I don't remember the chords. Let me see. I'm not going to look at the chart either. Okay. I think I remember. I think I remember. Then I'll try to do a solo. I haven't played this song in a while. It's also not an obvious tune. I would have to practice more. Whatever. I'm not happy with it. I feel dejected, but I practice self-love, so I don't care. So I want to make a few more psychological videos out there, philosophical videos rather, to help you guys. Hopefully, if you ever feel that way, this feeling of despair, of sadness because you felt you didn't play well, you're not progressing fast enough. You gotta work hard. You gotta have high standards for yourself for sure. But also you have to learn not to hurt yourself mentally and physically over such things. Life is life. We're all human beings. I understand your feeling, but yeah, there we go. Work hard, but don't kill yourself.